So now I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker here, Supervisor Susan Gorin. First District Supervisor Gorin is a Massachusetts native who came to Sonoma County with her family when her husband was transferred with Hewlett-Packard from Colorado to Santa Rosa in 1982. Susan attended Santa Rosa Junior College and graduated from Sonoma State University and became involved with public service, beginning with serving as president of the League of Women Voters. In 1996, Susan was elected to the Santa Rosa School Board and subsequently served on the Santa Rosa Board of Public Utilities, Santa Rosa Planning Commission, and then served 6 years on the Santa Rosa City Council with 2 years as mayor before being elected to the Sonoma County Board of Supervisors in 2012, representing the 1st District, the beautiful 1st District. As supervisor, she serves on a variety of committees such as Health Action and Upstream Investments, on LAFCO, the Sonoma Clean Power Authority, and many others, and recently with the Bay Conservation Development Commission, North Bay Water Reuse Authority, and many more. Please join me in welcoming the Chairman of the Board of Supervisors, Susan Gorin. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here, and thank you for taking this morning to be here with us. I love the news that Jerry gave us, and it echoes what we're experiencing in the county as well. And I want to give you a little glimpse of what we see going forward from the county's perspective. Each year, we gather here together at the State of the County to ring in the new year, to celebrate our successes, and provide a vision for where we're going. This year, our theme for the county is Foundations for Our Future. As chair of the board this year, I am grateful to work with 4 deeply committed colleagues, dedicated, who are helping to shape our future. And I just want to thank our outgoing chair, David Rabbit. You know, we were so shy we didn't stand up. Stand up, David. Who served... who served as our chair for 2 years, leading us through some tough and rocky times. And of course, our new vice chair, Supervisor Efren Carrillo. Supervisor Shirley Zane. And welcome to our newly elected 4th District Supervisor, James Gore. The 5 of us know that good policy and responsible governance are important, and we come together for the good of the county. We put our collective energies toward making this county a great place for all of you, all of us, to live, work, and play. In 2014, we rocked with the challenges of an ongoing drought. And we rolled with an earthquake that shook our homes and reminded us both of our fragility and our strengths. We experienced an economic surge that was welcome, but tinged with the recent memory of 20% cuts. We vowed to prepare for the future through prudent spending and investments in our community that will pay dividends for decades to come. As a board, we tackled winery expansions, roads, clean energy, youth programs, and homelessness, among so many others. We even saw one of our own ascend to the state senate, leaving a hot damn vacuum in the chambers. And there is one McGuireism that we'll keep for sure, and that is good times. And these are good times. In fact, they are great times, and I predict that the best is yet to come. Today, Sonoma County has one of the strongest economies in the state. Thank you, Jerry. We're finding that as well. We're tackling legacy challenges and making major investments that will provide the foundation for our next generations. Needs are high and opportunities exist. The county made strategic investment decisions that increase our ability to provide services targeted at the board's priorities and not just business as usual. We've tackled pension obligations, The Board of Supervisors approved a first-of-its-kind additional $3.5 million payment to the retirement system, reducing our outstanding pension liability and avoiding an additional $3 million in expenses. We added $11.3 million to our reserves, an increase of over 34%. And for the third year in a row, yes, we're recognizing that, median home prices rose 12%. And gratefully, our foreclosure rate has slowed to a trickle. Sonoma County now has the 5th lowest unemployment rate out of 58 counties in the state, and our job creation rate outpaces the state and the nation. Our cost of doing business is 2% of the national average, which gives us great competitive advantage when we are attracting businesses and growing businesses here in Sonoma County. We know that tourism is an incredibly vibrant part of our economy. We've not only recovered from the recession years, but we also set new records. In 2014, tourism accounted for 10% of our total employment and generated approximately $100 million in tax revenue. This is great news, and we know that there are even more good news to come. Our economy is strong and growing, and we did this together. We rode out the storm of an unprecedented economic crisis as a community. All of us made today a reality. From the farm worker picking grapes at 3 a.m. for the harvest, to the small business person who chose to invest here, to the county worker who agreed to concessions, and to our many community volunteers. We've arrived at this moment together, and in 2015, we will continue to bring balance and collaboration into our daily lives. We have the courage, we have the talent, and we have the willingness to form collaborative relationships that will ensure a legacy that is economically viable, environmentally sustainable, culturally diverse, and welcoming. For examples of collaboration, we look to the Sonoma County wine growers, who are embracing the challenge of balancing agriculture with environmental stewardship through their 100% sustainability program. We look to the successful collaboration of Sonoma County Tourism and all of the partners who work together to help create the perfect destination for our visitors. And we look to our partnerships with the public, private, and nonprofit sectors to educate, train, retrain, and invest for the jobs of tomorrow. A thread of sustainability weaves through everything that the county does. Sonoma County is also known for our innovative work on climate change, energy efficiency, renewable energy, green business development, water management, resource conservation, and so many others. Our efforts are being recognized locally and nationally. It's gratifying that in December, President Obama recognized Sonoma County as a nationwide leader in the effort to combat climate change, one of 16 individuals. All of us know that we have persevered through a record 3-year drought, and with 7-degree temperatures predicted for today, it looks like this year may be a 4th. But we have worked with all of you at Sonoma County tirelessly on drought response measures, including distributing over 5,000 drought toolkits to residents. We've aggressively implemented conservation strategies, efficient management of surface water reservoirs, collaborative reuse of treated wastewater, and groundwater management plans that complement the newly adopted guidelines at the state level. And this year, we are committed to continuing these efforts to create a resilient water supply for years to come. In 2014, we realized a long-standing dream of generating renewable energy. Sonoma Clean Power launched after years of working together to enable our residents to invest in clean energy markets. By the end of last year, Sonoma Clean Power accomplished a major milestone by flipping the switch to provide electricity to 160,000 customers, and every eligible city in our county elected to join. Because of this unparalleled energy collaboration, we opened this year with lower rates and cleaner energy. But a healthy community must have places to play, roam, and regenerate ourselves, our families, our employees. In the last year, we acquired 590 new acres of agricultural, natural resource, and scenic viewshed lands that will be protected forever. A priority of the board is to increase public access to some of those lands, and last year we opened nearly 1,500 acres to public access. And this year we look forward to opening up even more land for all of us to enjoy. At the intersection of environmental protection and compassionate care is the Sonoma Developmental Center. Sonoma Developmental Center has provided care for our most vulnerable population for over 130 years. It's the largest employer in the Sonoma Valley, as well as being one of the most pristine and environmentally significant properties in the county. The message that I've delivered to the state is one shared by many. These critical services and the invaluable natural resources on this site must be preserved. And this year, I will continue to work closely with our state and federal legislative partners to ensure that our voices are heard on this and other legislative priorities. It's not enough to invest in clean power and conserve our lands. We have to invest in the infrastructure in ways that support our families, businesses, agricultural partners, tourism, and workers for generations to come. All roads lead to home at the end of the day, and in Sonoma County, it's past time to address the issue of affordable housing, a top priority for the Board of Supervisors in the coming year. In 2014, the county provided $24 million in rental assistance to families, veterans, disabled, and our seniors. These funds not only help families remain in a stable home, they also provide a direct economic injection of millions of dollars into our community. And you know what? Oops, my team is going to be really unhappy with me, but I have to go back to talk about roads. At the top of the board's priority list, we addressed the roads crisis through historic levels of investment and the adoption of a long-term roads plan. In 2015, we'll continue to prioritize our roads, looking for new ways to fund needed repairs, including state and federal advocacy, and the possibility of new funds in Measure A put before the voters in June of 2015. Now, we'll talk about affordable housing and those roads that lead to those housing. Just a little glitch. Whoops. Last year, the county provided $24 million in rental assistance to families, veterans, disabled, and our seniors. These funds not only helped our families remain in stable homes, they also provided a direct economic injection of millions of dollars into our community. We are grateful for those of us who own homes that home prices are recovering. But for many of the constituents that I hear from, they're very worried about their ability to remain in Sonoma County when the rental inventory is far too low to meet the current and future demands. In the past year, rents have increased over 30%, some as high as 50%. This year, we're committed to tackling this issue as a board and as a community, along with our city partners. Housing is an economic imperative as much as an issue of compassion. Without affordable housing, there's no workforce to pour our wine, teach our children, farm our fields, staff our tech divisions, and repair our roads. And this is not even accounting for the loss of talents and culture that only a diverse population can provide. And I'm thrilled to note that in the Boys Hot Springs area, Mid-Penn Housing is about to break ground this year on a 100-unit affordable housing project. And there is more to come around the county. But we must focus on the more. When we talk about housing, we also have to address homelessness. In 2014, Sonoma County took important steps to address homelessness and in ways that are both compassionate and proactive. We formed the Homeless Outreach Services Team, HOST, pilot project, and initiated a safe parking program. Both efforts the result of innovative partnerships of the county departments, agencies, and community-based nonprofits. And in this year, we'll continue the issue of homelessness while addressing mental health and substance abuse behaviors in the county. Any attempt to mitigate homelessness without addressing some of the underlying factors will be an exercise in futility. Using innovation and collaboration here in Sonoma County, we are investing in our future in ways that will mitigate systemic inequities in the health, income, and education. Or in simpler terms, we are raising the playing field, not leveling, but raising the playing field. Without evidence, we move in the dark. And in 2014, this changed when we commissioned a portrait of Sonoma County. For the first time, we have a data map of 99 census tracts that lights the pathway to direct our resources toward the greatest promise of future rewards. The portrait, in short, is a game changer for all of us. The evidence graphically showed that we are a bifurcated county of have and have-nots, often residing within minutes of each other, but living worlds apart in terms of education, health, and income. Addressing poverty and income inequality highlighted in the portrait continues to be a focus of the board's priorities. This includes legislative advocacy for a state-earned income tax credit, the minimum wage increase, and targeted investments in areas identified by the portrait. And we're also considering a county living wage ordinance. Education is the #1 predictor of health in later years. We know this, and the development of an educated workforce also ensures our economic viability for decades to come. Along with our partners, many of you are here in the room, are our partners, we're addressing educational inequities beginning with a focus on universal preschool to ensure that every child is prepared to enter the school and graduate. We are at the table with business leaders and educators to prepare students for the future through career technical education. We're investing in education equity programs such as 10,000 Degrees, which offers support to our students to help them enter and graduate from college. Other important considerations take place in our neighborhoods with grants to fund safe routes to schools, community planning, leadership empowerment, and healthy food education, all using the portrait of Sonoma to identify our disadvantaged neighborhoods. One example is the Moreland Healthy Neighborhood Planning Initiative, which was formed with neighborhood residents and community partners. And we continue and will continue to work with the City of Santa Rosa on annexation in the areas in Southwest Santa Rosa. In 2014, the board adopted a framework aimed at creating a culture of community engagement. We saw concerted effort at all levels of county government to engage more frequently and more authentically with our community. This year, the board will be presented with the recommendations of the Community and Local Law Enforcement Task Force, and we look forward to working collaboratively with the community, task force members, our Sheriff's Office, District Attorney, and other criminal justice partners on efforts designed to make our community safer. I want to challenge all of us to engage our future generations and tap into their talents. And I have a treat for you. We've prepared a video to introduce you to the next generation.
Out of the tree of life, I just picked me a plum.
I'm gonna be a builder. I'm gonna be a firefighter like my dad.
And
I wanna be an
everything
architect.
started into hum.
I wanna be a doctor, an accountant, contractor.
Still it's
I wanna be a farmer.
bet the best is yet to come.
I'm a Sonoma County entrepreneur. It's the best yet to come.
Best is yet to come, and babe, won't that be fine?
Sonoma County is opening a bunch of new parks.
I like parks because you can play hide and go seek with your sisters.
I like parks because you get to see animals.
A mí me gustan los parques porque puedes estar con tu familia.
I like parks because there's bathrooms.
The new runway means more flights in and out of Sonoma County. Each new route adds $20 to $25 million to the economy and 70 additional jobs.
I'm gonna teach you to fly. We've only tasted the
The
wine.
best is yet to come.
You think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine.
The Creative Sonoma program helps artists. It's like kind of helping other people with art and music. It's kind of like a combine with those two, and it just makes a rainbow.
That sunshine day, you ain't.
The Creative Sonoma is great for the economy.
The best is yet to come. And
Art all just comes from your imagination up here. It's just art.
best is yet to come. Come the day.
Your vote is your voice. I'm 8 years old. In 10 years, I will be able to vote. Don't let other people choose for you. Do your own choice.
You think you've flown before, but baby, you ain't left
The best is yet to come.
Wait till you're locked in my embrace. Wait till I.
The official dishwasher of Sonoma County. Lick those dishes, dog. There's a drought on. Turn the water off. The best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be
The
fine?
best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come.
Lo mejor
Come the
está por
day
venir.
you're mine. Come the day you're mine, and you're gonna be mine.
I think you can agree that these adorable kids are our future, and we have a lot of work to do because we need to prepare those adorable kids for a world we may not even recognize. We need to ensure our children are ready for jobs that do not yet exist, and for societal pressures we haven't yet imagined, for opportunities that will transform us if we are prepared. Think about it. What did you worry about in 1995? My guess, it wasn't how to take a great selfie or what your teenager was doing on Instagram. You may not imagine needing a social media manager or carrying a computer in your pocket. The first round of digital natives were not even born yet and have never known a world without instant access to information. Think of the next generations as waves coming in. We have a choice. We can either ride those waves or run from them. I think we need to harness their power. They are a generation marked by Columbine, the corruption of Enron, the horror of 9/11, the cost of war, the destruction of Hurricane Katrina, and the tenacious grip of the Great Recession and the burden of college debt. And yet, it's remarkable that they share an optimistic outlook. Nearly 50% report that they believe the country is on the road to the best years. Maybe this optimism stems from growing up in a period of unprecedented civic equality, the pervasive influence of social media, environmentalism as the new normal, and the proliferation of a sharing economy. For this generation, innovation is the rule. Eric Liu, former speechwriter to President Clinton and founder of Citizens University, said, "Heroes are what happens when a moment calls forth people well prepared by institutions." So let's pull forth our community heroes by preparing them through education and empowerment. We have both an opportunity and an obligation to engage this group and harness their talents, innovative spirits, and their commitment to service. They are here, and there are waves of them coming behind, queuing up to inherit this land. So what's the payoff? We'll fulfill our promise that the best is yet to come. We'll lay the foundations for our future, for a new generation of Sonoma County residents to live, work, and play in a community that's not only prepared for the future, but also took the risk to shape it. Thank you.